Hello and welcome to my second Blender tutorial. In this tutorial I will teach you how to set up a simple scene and how to render it. First of all, we will remove the cube. We do not need the cube right now. And we will add a plane. We're gonna scale it up a bit. Let's see how it looks through the camera. It's somewhat backwards, like this. And select the plane. Click R for rotate, Z for the Z axis, and rotate it so that the edge of the plane is parallel to the horizon of the camera, and then scale it up a bit. Now I press the 7 key on the numpad to see from top view and move the plane backwards a bit, so I get to see more of the horizon, something like this. Also, I'm going to move the camera a bit. I select the camera and apart from the R key to rotate it, you can press Shift F to get in some kind of fly mode, and you can point the camera wherever you like using the mouse. So this is okay. Now let's select the cube, the plane and the camera, and move it closer to the center of the scene, something like this. And let's add a cube, move it up a bit, just above the surface, yeah, something like that. Move it a bit to the left, and let's also add a UV sphere somewhere on top of the cube. Yeah, this should do. And move the camera up a bit. Yeah, this is great. I'm in top view and I press the Z key to toggle between shaded mode and wireframe. Wireframe is useful when you want to see through stuff and see their actual mesh. And now let's press F12 and see how this looks. Looks pretty good, only that we need to move the plane a bit higher up. Yeah, this looks perfect. Now the scene looks pretty bleak, just gray and shades of black. So let's change this. First, select the plane, and here in the right we have the materials tab. We click add new, and let's give it a warm color, something like this. Yeah, almost looks like dirt or something. Now this is somewhat nicer. Also the cube, add new, and let's give it a shade of blue. And the sphere, let's make it red. Now let's render. Now you can see the sphere looks sort of odd. It looks like it's made, you can actually see its individual faces of the mesh, and we really don't want this for a sphere. So what we can do is you press escape to go back and select the sphere and press smooth. Now if we render it again, it actually looks kind of sort of like a sphere. Now you get those black shades, like those very dark shades in the left side of the scene, and it looks pretty dark. And we can actually do something about this by going to the world scene, world tab here, press S to get out of the render, and we activate ambient occlusion. Now this looks a lot nicer. You can still see the shadow caused by the source of the light, but it's not that dark. You can also play with the values and make it not so bright. Let's see, 0.75. See, it's a bit darker, but still pretty well light up around. Ambient occlusion will increase the time of your render, but it will make a scene look a lot nicer. Also, lighting. This is a light source. It's a this one is a point light, so it basically is a light that emanates light in any direction. You can move it. Actually, let's turn off ambient occlusion for a bit, and you can notice the change. If I move it in front of the camera and the object, render again, looks different. And if I move it behind the object, you get this. So this is not the only type of light. You can have a spotlight. Now this is a bit harder to set up. You'll usually want the spotlight to come somewhere from the right of the camera, not exactly the right, and somewhere from above. Let's see how this looks. Now because of the distance, it doesn't look very nice. I think we need to get it a bit closer. Still pretty weak. I don't know exactly why. Actually, let's try to increase its energy. Yeah, this looks somewhat better. You see that the spotlight actually leaves this circle of light because it's exactly like a spotlight. You can also toggle let's see, halo here to make it look like it's actually a spotlight in the dark, and it looks something like this, but we don't want that. Anyway, actually with the point light it looked very nice, so let's put it back to point, and I think it was something around here. Yeah, and turn on ambient occlusion again. Let's try actually a factor of 0.5. Yes, this is okay. Also, the background looks a bit bleak, so we're still in the world tab. Let's change the color. You double click on any color swatch to change its color to something more sky-like, like this one. Let's see how it looks now. A lot better. But it can look even more better by blend sky and picking up another nice color. Yeah, something like this. Looks even better. So yeah, you have this nice render, and how do you keep it? You keep it by pressing F3, and now you can actually save the render somewhere. Now it defaulted to, let's go to my blend file and save it here. Simple scene. Now if you want to get even more extra, you can go to material again and look down, and you have the mirror thing here, and you can click it, and nothing's changed. Yeah, actually I forgot to set the reflectivity. Yeah, let's set it to 0.1. So as you can see, it looks even better. Now you can play around with this option and see what you can get. And this is the end of the tutorial. I hope I've been helpful.